What is up, YouTube? My name is Trinity, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. And happy Valentine's Day. The day this is going up, it will be the day that either everybody really likes or really hates. As you can see by my ethereal backlighting from the sun, I am dressed in beautiful pink. My eyes are pink, my cheeks are pink. Not because I'm blushing, but because I'm sick, if you can't hear it a little in my voice still. My hands are pink from a mysterious allergy that I just can't figure out. I have strawberry milk that's even pink for the occasion. And the theme of this video is going to be on brand for Valentine's Day, though of course with a twist because my channel is not for the faint of heart at all times. Before we get into it, I would just like to, again, thank all the people that have subscribed to my channel between my last video and this video. I believe it was just the last video where we were celebrating the milestone of hitting 100, and now we have reached 120, which is crazy that in such little time, so many more people have found my channel and are subscribing and like it, and I'm so glad you guys are here, and I hope that you like this video along with all of the others. So what is Valentine's Day all about? Well, if you're on the more pessimistic side, or realistic side to be honest, it's all about capitalism and making people buy stuff, and that's really about it. Chocolates, wines, cards, all that stuff, probably the best time of year to buy it all, for companies I mean. But if we go to what it's actually supposed to be about, I don't know the roots of Valentine's Day. I think it's based on Saint Valentine, who I don't know anything about. That's just what I've heard. It's all about love, showing love to a romantic partner, or a friend, or family, or whatever, usually through means of buying stuff and making our capital overlords even more money. But if we stick to the bare minimum of what this day is about, it's about love. And love is generally a positive thing, but it can become a negative thing when it goes too far. In this video, we are going to be visiting the subreddit r/obsessivelove. So just a little preface to this, please, if you want to go on the subreddit to see what's on there, like I did when I was curious about finding it, go ahead. That's what it's there for, obviously. Please don't go on there and harass people, because as you'll see from this video, it's a mixed bag of what you're going to get. I think a lot of the people on here, as you'll see through some posts, their obsession with love and that kind of thing is more based on possibly being an insecure person with low self-esteem, and they have an unrequited crush on someone. But then it goes to the other end of the spectrum, and there are people on here who talk about stalking their love interest, if I could call it that. So if the topic of stalking triggers you in any way, makes you feel uncomfortable, don't worry about skipping this video. If you go on there, be as polite as possible. Don't harass people. Just observe, I guess. But let's get right into it. When you go into the r/obsessivelove subreddit, there's the All About This Page section, and it says it's about yandere content. So if you watch anime or read manga, or are just familiar with the term because of Yandere Simulator, a game that was really popular a couple of years ago, you've heard it before. But what does it mean? It's actually an amalgamation of two different words, yanderu, which means to be sick, and then deri, which means to be love-struck. So if you put them together, it's being sick with love, like sick in the head, more. A yandere is an archetype in anime and manga. They essentially go insane over their love interest, because it's not love, it's just more of a crazy obsession. And that's how some people on the subreddit would consider themselves. I'm sure it's just an exaggeration in some ways. A yandere is kind of unstable, they're controlling and possessive, they'll stalk, they're violent, anything to get the attention of their love interest and keep others away from them. So you can kind of see where the stalking and other unhealthy elements of that theme and the subreddit could come in. Not all of it is like that. So this first post that I am going to read is called How to Get Her Attention. Hi, first time post here. I'm 24, Wisconsin, and I'm becoming obsessed with a new small-time celebrity. I shouldn't share names for privacy reasons. She's 24, has a Discord server, but she's not super active on it. I'm scared to try and contact her because I don't want to upset her and get banned or blocked. How can I get her attention? Without scaring or harassing her, of course. I've never done that. In fact, this is the first time I've had a really bad obsession. It's new territory for me, and it feels awful. She doesn't even know I exist yet. Should I just go for it? I'm a loser compared to her love interest. He's a king, and I'm a peasant. Still, she doesn't seem very interested in him romantically. This is what I mean, where a lot of the posts on here seem to just be people, like, that really, really like someone. Like, I guess you could call it obsessed. I don't really think it would be obsessed. I wouldn't say this person is obsessed or a stalker or anything. It just sounds like he's insecure and doesn't know how to approach this person that he likes. And we've all been there. So this post is just titled Update. The poster says, I have realized my previous obsession with a dormmate is just an obsession, so I deleted pictures or chats and left the Discord group our dorm had. I used all of these to be obsessed over him. It's been 3 days since I did that, and I can sleep at night and have a settled mind. I'm still struggling with school, though, and that's just depression and anxiety, and I need to talk to a counselor about. I do have an obsession, but they're online and sweet and actually like texting me. They also like keeping themselves private, which I feel will help me not social stalk them, which is a habit whenever I meet people. Just an update and getting healthier. I feel like that is a pretty positive post. Again, I feel like the word obsession could just be used because, you know, they're on the r/obsessive love subreddit. So maybe that's just a term that's used on there. But it just sounds like someone who really likes someone else or previously did, and they're learning to get over it in a healthy way and move on to someone who actually gives them the time of day and, you know, creates a healthier relationship. As far as like the social media stalking and stuff, as long as it's not like stalking, which I promise we will get into in this, I feel like everyone does it. Everyone's always on their phones. And I feel like if you really like someone and you're trying to get their attention or you really want their attention and you don't know how, that's probably the easiest way. Because people are always on their phones, always updating about their lives and stuff. So I wouldn't say that is necessarily creepy or anything like that. That's just, you know, kind of normal for this day and age. This next post is called, I Can't Stop Feeling This Way. My boyfriend is asleep right now. We had a long talk tonight about my feelings and stuff, and I'm glad, but I just feel like shit. It's hard to take care of myself, and I can't because I keep thinking of worshiping him. I want to praise his every movement. Every word that comes out of his mouth sounds like the Bible to me. I want him to own me and use me for whatever he wants, but I want him to love me, and I want mutual respect for each other and a bond together. It hurts so much, it's so confusing, and my brain is screaming so many different things at me. I hate this. I love him so much. So, again, I wouldn't call this crazy or creepy or weird. I mean, I guess if you're just looking in and don't really think about it too much, sure. But it sounds like somebody with a self-confidence issue. They don't think they're good enough for their partner, and they want to put this partner on a pedestal, which makes them feel like shit. And because they don't feel like they're good enough, they feel like they have to worship them. I feel like a lot of people who don't have the greatest self-esteem, especially in their younger years, like as teenagers, they've probably felt this about someone. I've definitely felt it about previous people I've been with at some points, depending on how I felt about myself at the time, and I put myself in not great situations because of it. The person that I'm with now and plan to be with for the rest of my life, I love him more than I've ever loved anyone else in the world. And I feel like we are mutual partners. One of us isn't over the other. We both deserve each other. I love him so much and I want the best for him, and I don't feel the need to put him over myself. Of course, there are times where, like, I don't feel great about myself, and some of that kind of thought process might creep in. But it's not to that extent. I feel like that person should get help and talk to their boyfriend about their insecurities and their self-worth issues. But I feel like it's something that everyone or a lot of people at least go through, especially, again, when they're young. This post is titled, Well, This Makes Way More Sense. Found out today that my obsession stems from BPD, or borderline personality disorder. Never been diagnosed until shit hit the fan this week. Makes a lot of sense. I don't want to give up on this person, but now I really understand that I'm not in love, just hyper-fixated and obsessed. Onward to treatment. Which is such a positive realization. I'm happy for this person, and I hope they can, like, continue their treatment. I hope that they can find someone that they actually click with rather than just hyper-fixate on because of their BPD. So this is what I meant when I said this is a mixed bag, because there's a lot of posts like this I've come across where, like, I've had a realization. This is why, like, I have obsessive tendencies when it comes to the person I like. This is why, and I'm getting help or I'm getting better. So that's maybe one of the positives of this subreddit. However, we will start to get into kind of the more negative aspect. We're not going to go too deep. I do want to visit this subreddit again and just find the complete other end of the spectrum, but I didn't want to introduce this subreddit to you guys that haven't heard of it in a completely negative light. So this one's a little different. This isn't from the person that considers themselves the obsessor. This is actually from the obsessee. It's titled, "Someone is obsessed with me and I hate it." What the title says, "I fucking hate it so much, I don't even want to be their friend anymore. Why me? Like, why fucking me? Fucking hate this shit. I don't even hate this person. He's cool enough. I just don't see him that way. Move on already." I sound like a fucking asshole, so let me explain. I'm the introvert of my friend group, the social glue almost, the most talkative. Basically have made friends from a bunch of different places and made them into a friend group. I feel like there is so much pressure on me to always be happy and the kind one. Having someone like me romantically only adds to that pressure. Also, I care about my friends and know how shitty being rejected feels, and I have been the one rejecting them. I feel so guilty. Lastly, I've been stalked and threatened before by someone who's obsessed with me. It fucked up my mental health and changed my views. Now I have that fear every time someone confesses a crush to me. 10 people have confessed to me between this year and last year. Give me a fucking break. How can you say that you like me when you don't even know me? You just know the part of me I let you see. The part of me I present to you. I'm done, man. I might just drop a bunch of people, but I know it will hurt them. But what about me? It hurts and I just can't deal with it anymore. It's exhausting. Maybe I don't know how my object of obsession feels about me now. My obsession with him is actually decreasing due to these experiences because I never want him to feel the way I'm feeling now. So that's a very interesting post in my opinion. This person considers themselves to be obsessed with someone else, but then because they're on the receiving end of it, by people that have taken their own obsession or crush or whatever you want to call it. A lot of the times when people say obsession on here, I just think crush. Depending on the severity, of course. They're reevaluating their own views towards how they feel about people. And it can really suck, especially when somebody can't say no. And I'm not even talking about, like, the times where it escalates into stalking. It can make you just feel like shit to reject someone, but they keep going and going and you feel like the bad person, especially if that's a friend. And then somebody else from the same subreddit commented on their post, and this person also considers themselves to be an obsessed person, and gave them advice. So there is a sense of self-awareness with a lot of these people, and I feel like this post gives both sides of it. Like, this is how you could make the person feel that you like, depending on how you escalate your behavior and how you don't consider their feelings or do consider their feelings. So when I saw that response, it made me feel a bit better, because when I first went through this subreddit, like, months and months ago, it made me feel uncomfortable. I thought, oh, these people are just all stalkers and they're here talking about it. But no, there's a lot of people who are like, I'll admit, I'm obsessed with this person. Like, I watch them on social media. I have an unhealthy attachment to this person, but I'm aware how, like, acting on this obsession could make them feel. So it makes me feel a lot better that there are people that are at least aware of how their intense feelings could come off and restrain themselves from doing anything crazy. Now, this post is completely on the other end, and when I saw this post months and months ago, this is what made me decide to make this video. Hearing it from the perspective of the stalker and how calculated some of these moves can be. Like, a lot of times people will just say, like, oh, I didn't know I was stalking. Like, I just thought I was trying to be extra nice to them. I just thought, like, I was trying to get close to them. But this next post kind of outlines exactly how to successfully stalk someone. And I went through the comments under this, and there were people saying thank you for this information, and others calling them out, and the poster was just kind of snarky about it, like, oh no, you calling me crazy definitely fixed my obsession, thanks, and shit like that. So this is the other side that I'll probably explore a bit more in future videos, but I will say this might creep you out. This post is entitled, "Tips for Not Stalking Your Person." Someone posted here asking for tips, so I thought I'd compile some of my best tips for observing your love. Enjoy and use wisely. P.S. Sorry for the formatting, I'm weird on mobile. The first category, cyber stalking, fun for the whole family. Keep post notifications on for everything. Save or bookmark every post they make. Snap maps. Weirdly, Pinterest. I've come across so many unused, year-old Pinterest accounts of people's full legal names that they made when they were stupid kids and forgot about them. If their friends and family have social media, keep tabs on them. Make a spam bot account. With this, you can follow every person they follow, resulting in you having roughly the same feed as them. You'll see what they see, or you can use one of these babies to message the stalkie. They might not reply, they might block you, but I found that people can say some really stupid shit when they think nobody but a bot is listening. Stay updated on their work social media. I'm gonna take a bit of a breather. This makes me really uncomfortable, but I hope sharing it with you guys. I hope none of you are stalkers and will put this into use. Please. But I hope sharing this with you guys will also kind of make you take precautions in your own life. I'm not saying someone is stalking you, but just to be a bit safer online, like, I wouldn't use snap maps. I would keep a lot of things private. I would just be careful what you're posting. This made me look back on a lot of stuff that, like, I did online and even in the real world and realize it would be so easy for someone to figure me out. So I hope this helps you, not in the way that this person thinks they're helping other people. Zoom in on every post they make. I mean, really analyze it. I noticed the edge of a logo on a shirt they were wearing, found out what kind it was. Guess what I wore for the next 3 months? I saw a blurry bottle in the background of a picture, absolutely scrawled perfume websites, found it, and it smelled just like them. It makes me feel close to the person having things that they have. Plus, I get an extra insight into what they like and why. Pay attention to the new people they follow. They've been followed for a reason. Go through their posts and you'll find the ones your beloved has liked and commented on. This is obvious, but Spotify, you can see exactly what they're listening to in real time. Find their email. From there, you can find linked accounts or sign them up for spam when they upset you. LinkedIn works better for the older generation, very handy for finding their workplace. If they have tattoos, follow all local tattoo artists. Most artists will post their work and tag the person. Know their address. You can see past or present listings for the property online and see what the inside looks like. I don't even want to think of why you would need to know what the inside of someone's house looks like if you are not, like, actively invited there, like, by the person. I don't want to go into what reason this person could not only want to know the address of the person that they like, but also what the inside of the house looks like. I'm sorry, there's not a shit ton of commentary I can give on this. It's just, I'm going through all the same emotions when I first saw this. So I'm just trying to get through it because I'm very uncomfortable. Finding their socials, locating your love interest on the interwebs. Search their full legal name and any nicknames. Try to find their friends, then search through their post comments, tagged, and following / followers list. Facebook. If you know where they work, see if their work has an Instagram or Facebook page. Sometimes they tag workers or they comment. Adding to the above tip, learn as much about their hobbies as you can. You know they go to the same gym every week? Great. See if the gym has social media. Search through the comments and followers. They just love this little cafe in town. Look for their socials and look through their reviews. If they have tattoos, that's great. Most artists will post their work on their Instagram and tag the person. If you can find an excuse to ask for their number, do it. From there, you can turn on contact syncing and find their accounts. A good but risky way to get their number is to ask to borrow their phone. You're lost, your grandma's dying, any decent excuse. Call your own phone, ring her off, obviously, and say they didn't answer. Then their number is in your missed call. That one just gives me the chills. All I can really say is if someone approaches you asking to use your phone, offer to call a ride for them. Like, don't call a private number because obviously it could be their number and they can get your phone number from that, but, like, they need to go somewhere, like, offer to, like, call a cab, or if they really need help, there's no reason that they personally need to use your phone. Or if they're asking you to call a specific number, I know you can make your number private. Do that before you call, possibly, if it's some sort of emergency. Like, call emergency services, or if you're in a place, get a staff member to do it. Don't give your phone out to people. Protect your information the best you can. In-person stalking. How to stay under the radar, stay anonymous, and have a whole lot of fun. Stay on foot when you can. Driving is great for following someone a long distance, bad for identification. Them getting your plate numbers equals bad times. If they know what you look like, change that. Disguises are no joke, but don't underestimate the power of subtlety. Glasses, a mask, and a different style of clothes will make a world of difference. Hide in plain sight. This works well if you're not close enough to the person to approach. Hide in plain sight. This works well if you're not close enough to the person for them to approach you. No disguise is needed. Simply be in the same place as them. They'll think it's a coincidence. Do not repeat this more than twice in the same place or they'll notice. Know your target. Do they have bad vision? Follow them when they're not wearing their glasses. Do they go out with friends a lot? Be there. They'll most likely be too distracted to notice. They have curly hair or just don't like the rain? Follow when it's raining. Umbrellas and hoods equal blind spot. Beware of secluded areas. They may be more likely to notice you if there's nobody around to hide behind. If you find yourself in a secluded area and see them looking nervous, walk right past them. People are uncomfortable when they can't see you. If you're creeping behind them, they're definitely going to notice. Walk right past them and track them down later. Wouldn't recommend this if you're dating or friends, though. Close contact can make them recognize you. Alright, so it was getting kind of dark in here, and I'm not just talking about the content of this video. So I turned on my ring light, so hopefully it looks a lot better. Know their schedule. Keep a list of where they go, who they're with, what time. This takes time to compile. I would recommend paying attention to their social media, location tags, snap maps, etc. Even better if they're employed. If you know where they are every day, you can follow them after their shift ends and get a sense of their routine. Don't be male. Don't be male. People usually suspect males over females. Use your environment to your advantage. It's sunny, dark glasses. They can't see you looking at them. In a public place, stick close to people who aren't your victim. Interesting choice of words, calling the person you're not stalking your victim. Just saying. Don't worry about weirding them out. We don't care about them. They're irrelevant to what we're doing. They're there as human meat shields to block your person's view. Don't be greedy. Stick around too long and they'll notice you there. So that concludes that post and this video. I had the chills just from reading it, as I did every time I had to read it previously. I hope that you can take that list and twist it so you can use it to protect yourself if you are ever in a situation where someone could be stalking you. Again, like I said in the beginning, please don't go on the subreddit and just bother people, because I think a majority of the people on here are like the first couple, just not very socially aware, maybe don't have the best self-images, and because of that don't quite know how to approach people. And I'm not using that to excuse from any potential behavior against another person, but I'm just saying, sorry if this video was a little different from my normal content. This subreddit does still have posts that creep me out, and I will go into that more. And I thought this was fitting for Valentine's Day, considering, obsessive love. But I know it's a little different. I was kind of giving more advice and just reading through stuff, but I hope you still enjoyed it. And if you're curious, go into the subreddit and look through it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't been subscribed before. Again, thank you to the people that have subscribed already. And right before we go, I do want to read out a very nice comment that I received yesterday from a new subscriber that just made my day. And I don't get a lot of comments on all of my videos. They have been growing in frequency, which I really like. I like engaging with you guys. But I want to read a nice little comment that I got on a previous video that made my day yesterday. And if I find comments like this on videos going forward, I will read them at the end of videos. Just comments that make me happy, or interesting topics, or suggestions for future videos, that kind of stuff. So this is actually from my Men in Black video from a little while ago. It said, "You need more attention. I watched all of these videos in like an hour and loved them all." And I hearted this comment, and it just made me smile. Coming home after work, I was tired and cranky and obviously sick. And it just made my day a little bit better. So thank you so much for that. And I will, again, be reading comments in future videos if you guys leave them. So thank you guys so much for liking my content and watching it. It feels so good. I feel more motivation than ever to keep going. So thank you guys so much for that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.